It's a very small topic when we talk about calendar. Maybe within an hour we can finish this topic. There are a few concepts we need to learn. I'll be giving you a shortest approach to calendar. But before that, what I'll do is I'll try to explain the core concept of calendar first. Only then I'll show you the shortcut ways. Because if you don't have the core concept, then it's hard for us to understand what is going on behind the scenes. So I'll start with the simplest thing, the things that we know. Let's say in a normal year. In a normal year, we know there is 365 days. But in a leap year, I'll just write ly. In a leap year, there is 366 days. What's the difference between normal year and leap year? The only difference between these two is that in the month of Feb, there is a plus of 1 days in leap year. So in a leap year, there is one more days extra in the month of Feb. That's the only difference here. So if you look here, the difference will be the difference between the normal year and a leap year can be differentiated by the month of Feb only. That's number one thing you need to keep in mind. Clear cut. Now, if I want to convert this 365 days into weeks and days, let's say I want to convert this one into weeks. So how do I do? In a week, how many days are there? There is 7 days. So what will happen is that I'll just divide 365. I'll divide it by 7. 7 5s are 35. And what do I have? 1 5. 7 2s are 14. That means answer here is 1. So if you look here, this one here is nothing but number of weeks. 52 weeks. We know that in a year there is 52 weeks. That's what we know. But we have a remainder here. This one here. That means we have 52 weeks plus 1 day. That means there is 52 weeks and plus 1 day. So in calendar term, what I'll use is I'll just name this one as this 1 day, we call it one odd day. Yeah, one odd day. So the extra day that we are getting after converting it to weeks, the extra day that we are getting, this one we call it odd days in terms of calendar. Okay, so let's check for this one as well. Let's check for 366. If we check for this one as well, 366, 366, let's divide by 7. 7 5s are 35. That means I have 16 here. 7 2s are 14, but the answer here is 2. So which simply means, what do we have here? We have 52 weeks plus how much? 2 days. So like I've told you earlier, I'll name this 2 days as nothing but odd days. So what do we have? We have 52 weeks and 2 odd days in a leap year. So try to remember this. In a normal year, we have 52 weeks and 1 day extra, which is 1 odd days. So the simplest thing is this: normal year has 1 odd days and leap year has 2 odd days. You need to remember that. So normal year has 1 odd days and leap year has 2 odd days. Now, one thing to keep in mind is normal year starts and ends with the same day. Let's say 1st Jan of this year was what was it? I don't know. 2025. Let's assume it is Wednesday. This year, oh, but before going to this one, let me just discuss this one later on. Okay, so just keep in mind, in a normal year, a year starts and ends with the same day. That means if a year starts Jan 1 was Wednesday, then it will end December 31st will be Wednesday. I'll discuss this one in detail later after we have done some topic. Okay, so from this slide, we just I'll just give a revision here. There's 365 days in a normal year, and in a leap year there is 366 days. One thing to remember is that in a normal year there is 1 odd days. In a leap year there is 2 odd days. So you just remember that. That's number one thing. But then, how do we know that a year is a leap year or a normal year? How do we know that? In order to check whether a year is a leap year or not, let's take some examples here. 1996, let's, or 1987, 1956. Let's take some 18 as well, or 17. 1744. So let's check whether this years is a leap year or not. Or let's take one more. 1677. So let's find whether this year's is a leap year. The years that I've written here are leap year or not. How do we check that a year is a leap year or not? First, the last two digit you divide it by 4. If it is divisible by 4, then we call it a leap year. Divisible means when do we say that a number is divisible? If your answer is 0, that means the last two digit, let's take an example of this one. The last two digit is 96. So let us take this 96, and let's divide it by 4. If my remainder is 0, that means if I can completely divide this one, then I'll say that this 1986 is a leap year. So let's check. 4 2s are 8, and what do we have? 9 minus 8 is 1, 16. 4 4s are 16. That means 0 here. Our remainder here is 0, which means this one, 1996 is a leap year. So which means I'll just write here leap year here. So are you following this? I'll just take another example here. Let's check whether this 1987 is a leap year or not. You take the last two digit, which is 87, you divide it by 4. So 4 2s are 8, then 7 down, 4 1s are 4. That means how much left here? 3 left. We have a remainder here, 3, which means this is not a leap year. So if it's not a leap year, then what do we say? We call it a normal year. Are you following this? Clear with this? Yes, no? You can give a thumbs up if you can follow me this. Okay, I'll just take one more last example and I'll move on to the other. Let's check 1956. 1956, last two digit is how much? 56. So I'll take this 56 and I'll divide it by 4 in order to check whether it's a leap year or not. So which means 4 1s are 4, which means I'll get 1 6, 4 4s are 16, which means the remainder here is 0. If our remainder is 0, we say that this one is a leap year. So now that we know how to find a year, whether a year is a leap year or not, but there's another term called, we call it century year. What is century year then? I'll just take the slide. What is century year? Century year means a year which is ending by double zero. So it may be 1900, it may be 1600, it may be 1800, it may be 2000 also. So if a year is ending by two zeros, then we call it a century year. We call it a century year. There's a different way to check whether a century year is a leap year or not. How do we check that a year, the year given is the given century year is a leap year or not? Let's check this one. We have 1900. So in order to check whether a century year is a leap year or not, you need to divide it by 400. Earlier was how much? Was dividing it by 4. But for a century year, it will be, you need to divide it by 400. So what I'll do is I'll do like this. 1900, I'll take the first one. 1900, I'll divide it by 400 first. So which means 0, 0 will get cancelled. So we have 19 divided by 4. 4 4s are 16. Our remainder here is 3. So we have a remainder here 3. So which means this one is not a leap year. That means this 1900 is nothing but a normal year. I can say that 1900 is a normal year. What about 1600? Let's check 1600. 16, 1, 2 divided by 400. So 0, 0 cancel. So 16 divided by 4. 4 4s are 16. That means remainder here is 0. That means this one is a leap year. So the most important year when we do calendar based question is, in exam what we see is, or the reference we're gonna use is 1600 and 2000. Even this 2000 is divisible by how much? 400. Why? Because 0 0 cancel. 20 divided by 4, 4 5s are 20. That means remainder here is 0, which simply means this 2000 is also nothing but a leap year. So to check whether a normal year is a leap year or not, or I mean the year which is not a century year, in that case you need to divide it by 4 and check, but with 4, but the last two digit only, okay? And the next is, uh, if it's a century year, you need to check divided by 400. You may ask me why only last two digit here? Because for a number to be divisible by 4, we I'll teach that one, divisibility rule, when we take number system, okay? But as of now, in order to check whether a number is divisible by 4 or not, we just take the last two digit and divide it by 4. If the last two digit is divisible by 4, we say that a number is divisible by 4. That's the reason why we are taking only the last two digits here, okay? Now let's try a simple question. Which of the following is a leap year? That means we are asked to find which of the following is a leap year. If you look through this, you see that double hundred, double hundred, double hundred, that means double zero here, which simply means it's a century year. So if it's a century year, what do we do? 2800, I need to divide it by 400. 0 0 cancel, so 28 divided by 4. 4 into 4 into 7 is 28. So which means this one is a leap year. Let's check for 1800. 1800, if I divide it by 400, 0 0 cancel, and what do we have? 18 divided by 4. 4 4s are 16. That means remainder we have 2. So if you look here, this one is also not a leap year. Again, this will also not be a leap year, and this is not a leap year. So the only leap year here is this one. So if asked which of the following is a leap year, you check whether it, and your options may be also like this. Let's say option number A was 12 1200, or option number B was 1369, option number C was 1800, and D was 1991. So in this case also, if we see that this one is a century year, this one is a century year, and this one is not a century year, this one is not a century, likewise you need to check, okay? In order to check this one, 1369, you need to take the last two digit, which is 69, you divide it by 4 and check, it will not be divisible. What about this one? The last two digit number 91, you divide it by 4, which is also not divisible. What about this one? 1800. 1800, since this is a century year, I need to check it by 400. Okay, 0 0 cancel, that means 18 divided by 4, which is also not divisible. If you check here, 1200. 1200 is 12 0 0 divided by 400, so 0 0 cancel. 12 divided by 4, 4 3s are 12. That means the answer here is 0. So likewise, in your option itself, there may be different cases. There may be a century year, there may be a there will be a non-century year. In that case, you need to check likewise, okay? So that's a leap year concept. Did I missed anything? Yeah. We see this kind of questions in grade P exams a lot as well. Repetition of year, repetition of calendar. So if you can memorize, it will be good. A leap year repeats in 28 years, and a leap year plus 1 year. That means if this year is a leap year, next year calendar will be repeated in 6 years, and if this year was a leap year, then the next year, that means plus leap year plus 2 years, will repeat in 11 years, and leap year plus 3 years, that means if this year was a leap year, after 3 years that calendar will repeat in 11 years. Let's take an example of this one. The calendar of 2007 will be same for which year? That means we are asked to find when will this 2007 calendar will repeat in the next year. So what do we do is that, let's check. There is 2000 here, 2007 here, there's 2006 here, there's 2005 here, there's 2004 here. So if you look through this one, last two digit you divide it by 4, that means 7 is not divisible by 4. What about this one? 06 will it be divisible by 4? No. 05 will it be divisible by 4? No. 04 it is divisible by 4 because 04 is nothing but 4 only, so which means 4 will be divisible by 4. So this 2004 is nothing but it's a leap year. This one is a leap year. So which means 2007 is how much? Leap year plus how much? 1 2 3. Leap year plus 3 years. So the formula applicable for this one is nothing but 11 years. So 2007 plus 11. That means 7 plus 1 is 8 and 1. The answer here is 2018. Are you following this? That means we need to check whether the year is uh, how many years after the leap year. We need to check that first. But I'll try to explain this with a basic approach. Okay, let's say for example you forgot this formula, then how do you do if you forget the formula? The simplest thing is this: you write down the years here. I'll start with 2007, 2007, 2008, 2009, 2010. I'll just write 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. In the year 2000, is it a leap year or a normal year? It's a normal year. So if this is a normal year, it will have one odd days. What about this one? In the year 2008, check whether 2008 is it a leap year? Yes. Why? Because 08, the last two digit here is 08. That means 8 only. It will be divisible by 4. 4 to the 8. So the answer is 0. That means this is a leap year. And we know that a leap year has how much? 2 odd days. So this is not a leap year. This is a normal year. This is a leap year. That means this is a normal year. So 2009. So again, in a normal year, there's only one odd days. In 2010, it's a normal year. It will have only one odd days. What about 2011? It will have uh, what is it? Only one odd days. So this is a normal year. What about 2012? 2012. That means 2012. Let's check for 12. 12 it is divisible by 4. 4 3s are 12. That means this is a leap year. 2012 is a leap year. That means in a leap year there is two odd days, right? So a leap year has two odd days, so I'll just write 2 here. And this is a normal year. This was also a normal year. This is also a normal year. And this is a leap year, which will have two odd days. This is a normal year, and this is also a normal year. We know the now in this case we know the answer, so I'm just directly writing. But if you don't know the answer, what we do is we keep on adding the terms, okay, until we get multiple of 7. I'll just tell you multiple of 7. So let's take 2007. I'm starting from 2007. So or let's start from let's start from here. 2008 is how much? There is 2. So 2 plus 1 is how much? This 2 year will give me 3 odd days. So which is not a multiple of 7. So I'll just keep on counting. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. So if you see through this, if you count from this one till this one, what we see is we are getting 14, which is a multiple of 4. So if we get the sum as a multiple of 4, then we will stop there. But please don't count this one, okay? Because we are asked to find after how many years. That means we are referring with 2007. So you don't need to put this. You will not put this one, okay? Question. The next question here is the calendar for 2001 is same for the following year. So let's check for 2001 as well. 2001. So I'll just go backward, okay? Which is 2000. But we know that this one is a leap year, because 200, if I divide it by 400, because it's a century year, so I need to divide it by 400. So 20 divided by 4, 4 5s are 20. So what do we get here? So the answer here is remainder 0. That means this one is a leap year, and which is plus 1. So leap year plus 1 is how much? 6, right? From the table that we have, if it's a leap year plus 1, then it's plus 6. So 2001 plus 6 will give me 2007. So which means, how do we have the answer here is 2007. That's what you have. So that's the thing. Did I left anything? Okay, let's discuss some few things here. Now that we have some ideas about what is odd years or odd days, so what if there was 10 days? Then how many odd days are there in a 10 days? 10 days can be. So whenever you are asked to find odd days, what we do is we try to convert the number of days in terms of weeks after that plus how many days we are getting. So 10 days, 7 ones are 7, 3. So this will represent week. That means 1 week plus how much? The answer here is 3. So 3 days. So in 10 days, what we can say is in 10 days there is 3 odd days. Are you following this? So same way, if there was 31 days, if there was 30 days, if there was 29 days, if there was 28 days. So this, I'll be using this one often as well. If by when I'm doing by traditional approach. So 31 days is how many odd days? 31. I'll divide it by 7 because in order to check, in order to get the odd number of days, what we do is we divide it by 7. That means we are converting it in terms of weeks. Okay, 7 fours are 28. That means 3 is left. So this 30 in a 31 days month we will have oh, 3 odd days, and in 30 days you will have 2 odd days, and in 29 days you will have 1 odd days, and in 28 days you'll have 0 odd days. Why? Because 28 it is completely divisible by 7 fours are 28. That means 28 days can be converted into 4 weeks plus 0 days. But this 30 days can be converted into 4 weeks plus how many days? 2 odd days. Okay, so are we clear with this? So this table is important if you are going for revision. Now, I think I'll have to keep wood days as well. There's another thing which I'll be using as well. It's a got. Uh, we start on Sunday. I'll just write it for you. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh. So what we do is number of odd days. So Sunday will have 0, Monday will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Easy to remember. It will start from Sunday, which is 0, Monday is 1, Tuesday is 2, Wednesday is 3, Thursday is 4, Friday is 5, and Saturday is 6. Even with the shortcut approach, I'll be needing this one, or whenever we are doing it by traditional approach also we'll need this one. So the simplest thing is you try to memorize Sunday. It starts from Sunday and it is 0. You try to remember that way. Okay, let's try some simple questions. Actually, this is not even a calendar question, it's just a logical question only. If day before yesterday was Thursday, that means if this is today, that means this is day, and before yesterday is this one. So if this was the Thursday, then what is X? When will Sunday fall? That means Thursday, this is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But this is today. So which means tomorrow is the answer here. I don't need to explain much. The question says this is today and day before yesterday. That means this is day before yesterday, and it says day before yesterday was a Thursday. So what I'll do is I'll just keep on writing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, because we are also find about Sunday, and in our option today is Saturday, so today is not the option. Second day after today, that means that's also not an option. We can see that, we can directly see that tomorrow is Sunday. So it's an easy question. Even this one is a logical question only. I just brought this one up because some exams to use to ask this simple question on based on calendar. You don't need to apply any logic here. Directly solve it, get the answer. If day after tomorrow is Tuesday, that means if this is today, day after tomorrow is Tuesday, then what day of the week will it be on second day after tomorrow? That means this is day after tomorrow, and second day, first second day, we have to find about this. What day of the week will be on the second day after the day after tomorrow? That means this is day after tomorrow according to today. This is day after tomorrow, and we have to find the second day. That means this is Tuesday, Wednesday, and this is Thursday. So the answer here is Thursday, which is the answer there. So these are just logical questions. You don't need to reason much, or you don't need to know any formula to solve this one. Um, I think I can go with this one. Okay. If you look here, this is important. This table is important. If we are to go, if we are to approach a question by a traditional approach, okay, the formula is this. In a normal, in 100 years, there is how many? There will be 5 odd days. In 200 years, there will be 3 odd days. In 400 years, I mean, in 300 years, there is 1 odd days. In 400 years, there will be 0 odd days. I'll just explain this term using 100 years, okay, and you can try for the remaining years. Let's take an example of 100 years. If there's 100 years, in 100 years there will be two things. There will be normal year and there will be leap year. So in order to check whether how many leap years are there and how many normal years are there, what I'll do is I'll take the highest number is 99, because 100, this 100 years is a century year, so which means I cannot treat this one as a normal year because it is ending by 00. So I need to check till 99 years. So till 99 years, I'm just checking by how many leap years are there. I'm dividing by 4. 4 twos are 8, which means 1 9. 4 fours are 16. So the remainder leave it, but what we need is this one only. So according to this one, we have 24 leap years. We have 24 leap years. I'm just taking the highest number and dividing by 4, because leap year, generally we say leap year occurs every 4 years, but there is some controversy there, which there are some years where leap year do not occur after 4 years also. You can cross check, you can Google it later, that one, okay? But in this case, I'll just take the general term. Leap year occurring after every 4 years. So we are getting here 24. That means out of 100, if 24 years is a leap year, then if I subtract this one, 100 minus 24, that means, which is 6 here, 76 here. That means out of 100, 24 of them, 24 of the year is a leap year, which means the remaining, which is 76, is how much? 76 is a normal year. Oh, I forgot to tell you one thing here. This 100 is not a leap year. Why? Because you divide and check. This is a century year. I need to check it by 400. 0, 0 cancel. 1 will not be divisible by 4. So which means 100 is not a leap year. So now in this case, what I've done till now is this one. There is 76 normal year, and there is how much? There is 24 leap years. So in a normal year, how many odd days are there? There's 1 odd days. That means 76 into 1, which will give me 76 odd days. What about this one? In a leap year, how many odd days are there? There is 2 odd days. That means 24 into 2. This is nothing but the odd days, okay? So 24 into 2 is how much? 48 odd days. So there's a total of how many odd days in 100 years? There's a total of 76 plus 48, 6, 6, 12, 13, 14, 4, 1 in hand, 7, 8, 12, 124. There is 124 odd days. But we know from earlier that what we have done here, we get, if I can convert this one in terms of week, I need to convert that one. So 124, I'll divide it in terms of week to get the, okay. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yes, yes. You can, thank you. You can make a correction here. Yeah, Chrono, I'm seeing your text only now regarding the multiple of 4 and 7. I'll go back here as well. This is leap year and this is normal year, okay? You can make, okay. What was I doing now? Yeah, we were dividing. So we are converting it to in terms of odd days. So let's check 7. What is it? 7 ones are 7. And how many? 3, 4, 44. Is it 44, 54, right? 7 ones are 7. That means 3 to 54. So how much left? 7 sevens are 49. So the answer here is 5. So if you look here, this 5 is nothing but the number of odd days here, okay? So since there is 124 here, I try to convert it in terms of weeks so as to minimize our answer. So in that case, after converting it in terms of weeks, there is 7. This can be written as 17 weeks plus 5 days. So we say that the extra days which cannot be converted in terms of uh, weeks, we call it odd days. So which is 5 odd days here. And for the leap year, uh, after summing the terms, okay, after finding the sum, what we do is we try to get it by multiple of 7, okay? Why? Because I don't know where I left. Yeah, here. You try to what we are doing is we are trying to get a multiple of 7. Yeah, just like this one only. We are converting in terms of weeks, if not the number of odd days here, okay? So likewise, we are doing the same way. I think I have missed out something here. I don't know what I missed out. Yeah, leave it. I'll tell you one thing here regarding this one. This question, last day of the century cannot be. So what we have learned is we have learned what I'll just write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this is Sunday, this is Monday, this is Tuesday, this is Wednesday, this is Thursday, this is Friday, this is Saturday. So according to the week code, 5 represents how much? 5 5 represents 5 here represents Friday. This one, what about this? 3 represents Wednesday, and 1 represents how much? Monday, and 0 represents Sunday. So the question here is, last day of the century cannot be. That means the only possible way, that means a century can only end by this one: Friday, Wednesday, Monday, and Sunday, okay? So if you look here, a century cannot end by, what are the terms here? Friday is possible, Wednesday is possible, Monday is also possible, which means it cannot be possible. Tuesday cannot be possible because this pattern will keep on following, okay? Let's I'll just proceed on with this. Let's say there is 500, 600, 700, 800. So in this case, it will start with 5, 5, 3, 1, and 0, and so on, okay? So which means a century will always end by either Friday, Wednesday, Monday, or Sunday. You need to remember that. So according to this one, the table that we have drawn, if a number is multiple of 400, if a number is multiple of 400, there will be 0 odd days. Remember that. If a year is a multiple of 400, which means it is 800, or it is 1200, or 1600, or 2000. So most of the question based asked in exam, we use this one, this two as a reference. That means in 1600 there is 0 odd days, and in 2000 there is 0 odd days, same way. Okay, so try to remember, a century year, which is a multiple of 400, will always have 0 odd days. Let's take an example of this. Yeah. Jan 2007 was a Monday, and what day of the week lies on Jan 2008? I told you earlier, before, when we were doing 360, what is it? 5 days. So when you see this kind of question, when there is a reference frame and there's only 1 year, this is 2007 and this is 2008. So what do we do in this case? First thing first, we need to check whether this one is a leap year or not. 2007, we can directly see that it's not a leap year. Why? Because the last two digit is 07, and if 7 is not divisible by 4, so which means this is not a leap year. So which means it's a normal year. And we know that normal year has how many odd days? There is 1 odd days. So the trick is this one. For this question, I'll try to explain it in the expanded term. So first Jan, it started with Monday. It will go on and it will end by Sunday. 1st January 2007 started with Monday and it will end by Sunday. That means that's a 1 week cycle. That means Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday and Sunday. After that, next week cycle will start from Monday. Again, another week will start from Monday and it will go on till Sunday. Likewise, it will go for 52nd week. That means by the end of the 52nd week, the last day of the 52nd week will be nothing but Sunday. But we know that there is 1 odd day, 1 extra day. That means the next day will be how much? Sunday comes, the next day is Monday. So, like I told you, a normal year starts and ends with the same day. Try to remember that. A normal year starts and ends by the same day. So let's take an example. In this case, if a year starts by Monday, and let's say it was a leap year, then in that case, it will end on Tuesday. Why? Because after Sunday, there is again 2 more extra days. That means Monday and after that Tuesday. That means if it's a leap year, then it will end on Tuesday. That means if a year is a leap year, then it will end, if it will end by the next day of the let's say starting day of the week. It's like that. So which means if it's a leap year and it starts with Monday, then it will end by Tuesday. So that's the only thing you need to keep in mind. So normal year starts and ends with the same day. So which means this is 31st. What is it? This is 31st December. So if 31st December is Monday, that means 1st Jan 2008 will be, next is Tuesday. So the answer here is Tuesday. So are you guys following this? The simplest thing is this. If it's a normal year, if the reference year is a normal year, then what we do is that we just do +1 days. That means Monday plus 1 will give you Tuesday. If this is a leap year, then in that case, it will be +2. Are you following that? Let's take an example of this. Same concept here, I guess, yeah. 8 December 2007. So it may not be Jan 1st, and it may not be like that also. It may be like this also. It can be asked this way, December, but same date. Okay, this is one type of question where same date is given. So if same date is given, then it's an easy question. So let's take 8 December 2006 and 8 December. What does it say? It says that this is Saturday. We are asked to find what day is this. How do we do? Let's check for this one. What year is this? Or let's check for this one, because like we have discussed earlier, the difference is made by what? Feb. So in this case, in 2006, February is not included. So I don't need to check for 2006 because February is not included. But for 2007, February is included. That means December, January, February, it will go on, right? So in only in this year, February is included. And we know that the difference is made, leap year and the normal year difference is made only by February. So we need to check in which year February is included. We see that in the year 2007, February is included. But we know that 2007 is not a leap year. So if it's not a leap year, we have learned from earlier, it is plus one. So just before Saturday, it is Friday. So we are going back, which means minus one. So our answer here is Friday. Are you guys following this? Please try to understand once, cross check once. Fine. Let's do one more last question, okay? First Jan 2008 was Tuesday. Now that we know how to check, let's check this 2008, because February comes under this year, 2008 year. So 2008, I need to check whether it's a leap year or not. Let's take, we need to take the last two digits, which is 08, which is 8 only. 4, it is divisible by 4. 4 2s are 8. That means if it's divisible by 4, it's a leap year. And we have learned that if it's a leap year, then it will have how much? Plus 2 days. So today is Tuesday. So if today is Tuesday plus 2, which means Wednesday and Thursday. So the answer here is Thursday. Plus 2 days. Because in a leap year, there is 2 odd days. That means plus 2 days. Are you following this? I think that's the type of question. Yeah. That's the last type of question when we have the same days and we have a reference day. This is type number 1, okay, from calendar. So when you have a reference year and reference day, and if the year is different, we do like that. If you are clear, I'll move on to next, where there is no reference. How do we do when there is no reference? There's a simple way to find. What we do is we break up this one, year first. So 1900, it can be written as this way. The nearest, I told you earlier, I'll be using 1600 and 2000 often, because if it is 2000 something, then I'll use 2000. If it is 17,000, or if it is 18,000, or if it is 19 something, I'll be using this one as a reference, because we know that this one has 0 odd days and this one has 0 odd days. Why? Because this is multiple of 400, this one is also multiple of 400. Now this can be written as 1600 plus 300. So 1600 plus 300 will give me how much? 1900 plus, so this two together, you can cross check. This two together will give me 1900. That's number one thing. And number two thing is, but we are talking about what? 1st April. That means there will be Jan, there will be Feb, there will be March, and there will be I'll just write 1st April. That's what we have. Now let's find the number of odd days, okay? 1600 has how many odd days? 0 odd days. What about 1300? I've given you a table here. 1300 will have this one. I mean 300. 300 will have 1 odd days. You need to remember this one, okay? If we are going by traditional approach. 100 years will have 5, 200 years will have 3, and 300 years will have 1, and 400 years will have 0. So which means in this case we are talking about 300 years. So we have 1 odd days. So 1600 has 0 odd days. Why? Because 1600 is a multiple of 400, and 300 years will have one odd days because we have learned from the table. Now Jan. Jan has how many days? 31 days. So it will have how many odd days? 31 days will have 3 odd days because 31 you divide it in terms of weeks. In a week there are 7 days. 7 fours are 28. That means 3. The answer here is 3. That's the reason why I'm using 3 odd days there. Okay. Next is Feb. Let's leave this aside Feb once. Let's check for March. It will have 31 days, which means it will have 3 odd days. And April, we are talking about 1st April. That means 1 day only or 1 odd days because I'm gonna convert it in terms of weeks. If it was 2nd April, that means it will be 2 days or 2 odd days like that. So in order to check, in order to name how many, uh, what should I say? We need to check whether this 1901 is a leap year or not. If it's not a leap year, then it will have how much? 28 days. If it's a leap year, it will have 29 days. So there's two options for Feb. So let's check for 1901. We can directly see that it's not a multiple of, it's not divisible by 4. The last two digit 01, which is 1 only, is it divisible by 4? No. That means this is not a leap year. This is a normal year. If it's a normal year, it will have how many days? 28 days. If it has 28 days, that means how many how many odd days? 0 odd days. Are you following this? It sounds a bit complicated. Fine. Okay, I'll just repeat again and I'll move on to next, okay? Because we are getting close to the answer. 1600 will have 0 odd days. Why? Because 1600 is a multiple of 400. 300 years will have 1 odd days. That do better you memorize. And next is Jan has 31 days. That means 31 day, it can be converted into 4 weeks plus 3 days. That means 3 odd days. What about this one? 28 days. That means it will have 0 odd days. Why? Because this one is completely divisible by 7. This one, same thing, 31 days will have 3 odd days. And this one, only 1 days because we are talking about 1st April only. So let's find how many odd days are there. So I'll just write the ones term. 1 plus 3 plus how many? 3 plus how much? 1. So which will give me 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 3 is 7. 7 plus 1 is 8. 8 odd days. But 8 odd days can be converted into how much? 8 divided by 7. 7 ones are 7. That means I have 1 is the answer. So 1 here is the odd days. So 8 odd days can be converted into 1 week plus 1 odd days. Since there is no reference in this question, 1 represents how much? According to the week, 0 is Sunday and 1 is Monday. So the answer here is Monday. So first you sum all the term. After summing all the term, how many odd days you are getting? If it is more than 7, then you try to convert it in terms of weeks. That means 8 days can be written as 1 week plus 1 day. So 1 represents, according to the week code, it is Monday. Week code means I'm referring with this one, okay? So Sunday is 0, Monday is 1, Tuesday 2, excuse me, and so on. You try to remember that, okay? So that is by traditional approach. So now I'll be giving you a shortcut approach, which you can use for any type of calendar question. If you can understand this, whether it be a reference or without reference, it's very easy to do. See, if the question was like this, we have December 17, 1899, and what do we have? December 22, 1909. So in that case, between these 2 years, there are many years. That means there is 1990, there is 19, there's at least one year there. So in that case, we tend to get confused while solving that because we need to find how many odd days are there, and there's different. This is different date as well. This is December 17. This is December 22. In that case, sometimes the question tends to be a bit complicated. Sometimes the question can be asked, this can be 1799 also, and you'll be given to ask, you'll be asked to find this year also. In that case, it is a bit hard. So what we do is, by this approach, any kind of question can be done easily, but at the cost of something. You need to memorize some things here. The things to memorize is this one. These are the things here. There is some code you need to memorize. But if you are applying time bound exam, then this is, for me, I think it's compulsory for you to master this method. Okay. So the formula is a plus b plus c plus d plus e. So in this case, a is nothing but first two digit of the year divided by 4. First two digit of the year divided by 4. If the remainder is 1, the code will be 4. I'll explain better when we are doing a question, but I'm just explaining this. If the remainder is 2, it is 2. If it is 3, then it is 0. And if the remainder is 0, then it will be 0. But the most important code in exam we use often is this one only. So you don't need to memorize everything. If the remainder is 0, then the code is 6. Just remember that. That means A will be 6, okay? So even this one, 0 for January and October, the code is 0. For May, it is 1. For August, it is 2, and so on. So you try to create a mnemonics out of it. For me, I'm an owl, so it's very easy for me. May, it's first May, Muazi. August, 2nd August, Zumramo. And I have my birthday date. I can put a reference of that, and my family, my mother, my father, and my sisters, their reference date, birthday date, I can refer it, and I can memorize it directly. Okay, so likewise you can create a mnemonics out of it and you try to memorize. So D is month code, so which means if the given month is June, then the code will be 4. And P is last two digit of the year, and E is the date. So let's try a question using this one. Here, the formula was A plus B plus C plus D plus E divided by 7. Okay, the formula was that. But let's start from A. What does A says? The first two digit of the year divided by 4. The first two digit of the year. What's the first two digit of the year? 19. So 19 divided by 4. First two digit of the year, which is 19, divided by 4. 4 4s are 16. So the answer here is how much? The remainder here is, R here is 3. The code was, if the remainder is 3, then the code is 0. That means A is nothing but 0. If the remainder is 3, the code is 0. So like I told you, if it is 19 something, and if you look through the question paper, most of the question you will see 19 something and 2000 something. If it is 2000 something, it is this one, and if it is 19 something, it is this one. So easy. So if it is 3, our remainder here is 3, which means our code is 0. What about B here? What is B? According to the question, the last two digit of the year. The last two digit of the year. What is last two digit? Last two digit of the year. Okay, year here is 80. So I'll just write 80 there. The last two digit of the year. So the last two digit of the year is this one, 80. So that's the reason why I'm writing here 80. Why 0 here? Because our remainder is 3. If the remainder is 3, then the code is 0. That's the reason why I wrote it there. Next, let's find C again. C is how much? C is number of leap years. Number of leap years. How do we check the number of leap year? Last 2 divided by 4. That means last 2, you can write digit of year. That's more proper. So last two digit is how much? 80 divided by 4. Then in order to check how many leap years are there, we know that leap year comes after every 4 years. So you divide it by 4. Last two divided by 4. 4 2s are 8, 0. 4 20s are 80. So which means there is 20 leap years there. So now next is D is month code. Month here is June. Month here is June. So which means June represents code is 4. So D is nothing but month code, which is June. June is 4. And E is what? E is date. Date here is 30. The formula is sum of this one. So which means 0 plus 80 plus 20 plus 4 plus 30 divided by 7. So 80 plus 20 is 100. 100 plus 30 is 130. 130 plus 4 is 134 divided by 7. If we divide this one, we need to get the remainder, okay? So 134 divided by 7. 7 ones are 7 because 7 twos are 40. So how much do we have? 6 and 4. Nearby 64, 9s are 63, I guess. 9s are 63. So the answer here is 1. So which means 1 odd days. Make sure you are taking the remainder only, because whenever we are talking, when we talk about odd days, that means we are talking about the remainder, okay? And when we talk about leap year, we are talking about this one. Always remember that. So one represents how much in terms of week? One represents Sunday, and Sunday is 0. That means Monday is 1. So the answer is this one. Shall we try for today's date? Today's date was how much? It's 25th June 2025. Let's check for this one. So today's date. In this case, so A was what? A was last two digit or first two digit divided by first two digit of the year. That means first two digit of the year is 20 divided by 4. 4 5s are 20. The remainder is how much? 0. If the remainder is 0, the code is 6. If the remainder is 0, then the code is 6. That's what we have learned. So that's what I've written. The remainder here is 0. That means the code for A is 6. What about B here? B says how much? The last two digit of the year. What is it? Last two digit of the year is 25. C is how much? C is number of leap years. So number of leap years, in order to check number of leap years, you take the last two digit and divide it by 4, because leap year comes after every 4 years. 4 nearby how much? 4 5s are and 4 6s are. 4 6 are 24. But remember, I'll not be taking this one because we are talking about leap year. That means I will take this one. There is 6 leap year. Next is C and D. D is, what was it? The month code. So it's the same only because it's in the month of June here. June month code is 4. So June month code is 4, and E is date, today's date, which is 25. So we have the term here. So let's find the sum. A plus B plus C plus D plus E divided by 7. So A is how much? 6. B is how much? 25. C is how much? 6. And D is how much? 4 plus 25 divided by 7. So which means 25 plus 25 will give me 60, 70, 76. So which means I have 76 divided by 7. 7 tens are 70. So 76, if I divide it by 7, 7 tens are 70. How much is left? 6. So this is it, did I make a sum? Guess 60. Oh, it's 66, right? 50, 60. Yeah, 66. Yes, thank you. It's 66 here. So which means if we divide 66, then we'll get how much? 66 divided by 7. 7 nearby 66 is 63. So which means 7 nines are 63. So we have 3 as the answer. So 3 code is how much? 0 is Sunday, 1 is Monday, 2 is Tuesday, and 3 is Wednesday. So which means today is the 3 odd days. That means 3 represents Wednesday. So that's the answer. Okay, that's how you do. we are coming to an end. I'll leave this one for you. You can give it a try later. Okay, I'll just try one more and we'll move on to this question, and after we'll wrap up the session here for tonight. So if you look here, 15th August 1947. So we also find this. So let's find what is A, what is B, let us what is C, what is D, and what is E. I'll just write from E is 15, D is how much? D August. So which means it's in the month of uh, August. Code is 2, and C means C is number of leap years. So how do we find number of leap years? 47 divided by 4. 4 ones are 4, that means 7. 4 ones are, or yeah, 4. So which means I have 11 here. And what is B? B means, or let's go first, A, 19. The first two digit, A means the first two digit divided by 4. So if you divide it and check, 4 fours are 16. So how much do we have? We have 3 here. So if the remainder is 3, then our code was 0. And what is it? We have B here. That means, oh, did I miss something here? I think I wrote B for the wrong one. B should be the, oh, B is last two digits of the year only. Yeah, I know. It's last two digits of the year, which is 47. So B is last two digits of the year, which is 47 there. So the formula was A plus B plus C, A plus B plus C plus D plus E divided by 7. So which means, what is A here? 0 plus 47 plus 11 plus 2 plus 15 divided by 7. So if we sum this one, how much should we get? 10, 15, 5, 1 in hand. That means 1, 2, oh, how much was it? Oh, 1, 2, 3, and 7. 75 divided by 7. So 75 divided by 7 is 7 tens are 70. So 75 divided by 7 is 7 tens are 70. So which means I have 5 here. So which means 5 odd days. So 5 odd days. If we divide this, how much would we get? 6 is Saturday, which means 5 will be Friday. From the code that we have done, I'm just directly doing here. Yeah, I'll end with this one, okay? Whenever you see this kind of question, like I told you, you can directly go for, even though there is reference, you can directly go for the method, shortcut method that we have learned. Uh, so the shortcut method was what? A, B, C, D, E. I'll start with E. We are asked to find what day it will be, this one. So E means date 22. D means month code. December was 5. December got here. December got is nothing but 5 here. So that's the reason why I'm directly writing 5 here. And C is what? C is number of leap years. For that, there is 0 leap years, okay? What is it? 0, 1. That means 1 is not divisible by 4. So which means there is no leap year there. And B is what? B was the last two digit of the year. The last two digit of the year, yes. So which means the last two digit of the year is 0, 1 here. So which means 1 only. I'll just write 1 here. And what about A? A means the first two digit divided by 4. 4 for the 16. That means the remainder here is 3. If the remainder is here is 3, the answer is, the code is 0. So which means 0 plus 1 plus 0 plus 5 plus 22 divided by 7. So which means 22 plus 5 is how much? 27, and this is 28 divided by 7. So which means 0 here. So if it is 0, then what is it? The code, in this case, 0 represents Sunday. So the answer here is Sunday, okay?